The winner has many friends. The loser is alone. In the following lesson, you will learn how to balance both depression and fear and not become disconnected from the outside world. Friends work until you no longer have to introduce yourself. The major value in life is not what you get, but what you become. Do not start if you are afraid. Once begun, do not be afraid. The ones who take risks are the ones rewarded. The tree that will grow can be known when its leaves spring out. People don't want to hear your opinion. They want their opinion to come out of your mouth. You are not responsible for the versions of you that exist in other people's minds. The lack of self-consciousness is a neat thing. One idiot can ask more questions than 10 wise men can answer. With a hint of irony. The fish sees the bait, not the hook. A man sees the profit, not the danger. The distance between heaven and earth is no greater than one thought. If you punish a child for what is bad and reward them for what is good, they will do good for the sake of profit. Wise men talk about ideas, intellectuals talk about facts, common men talk about food. If we count our blessings one by one, we will not have time to count our problems. Uplifting tone. Motivation is what gets you started. Habit is what keeps you going. A cat likes to eat fresh fish, but will not go near the water, said the priest. If the mind is clean, the fate is good. Science is organized knowledge. Wisdom is organized life. Sometimes we have to deny knowledge to make room for faith. The more habits you have, the less freedom you enjoy. That makes have the courage to use your own mind, think your own thoughts, and live your own life. Character is the ability to act according to principles. An action committed in anger is an action doomed to failure. End quote. A leader can never be happy until his people are happy. The one who conceals poverty will not get rich. The one who conceals loneliness will not find a family. The sun illuminates the world. Knowledge illuminates the man. The more you listen, the more you give yourself room for doubt. Once you have locked your door, you are the emperor of your own domain. It is easier to catch an escaped horse than to take back an escaped word, said with wisdom. He who cleans up the dirt washes away happiness. Unity is the source of success. Don't waste your time chasing butterflies. Mend your garden, and the butterflies will come. Count your blessings instead of your problems. Better to be the head of a wasp than the tail of a lion. The supreme treasure is knowledge. The middle treasure is children. The lowest treasure is material wealth. Remember, you have no companions but your shadow. He who is cruel to animals becomes hard also in his dealings with men. We can judge the heart of a man by his treatment of animals. An evil person cannot be happy, for being alone with himself, he remains alone with the villain. Death fears those whose lives have the greatest value. Experience without theory is blind, but theory without experience is mere intellectual play. A thief hates the moonlight, an evil man hates a just man. The child learns to walk by falling down. Dare to think. Have the courage to use your own intelligence. We are not rich by what we possess, but by what we can do without. If you want to fly, you have to give up the things that hold you down. Love the life you live. Live the life you love. Teach your heart to accept disappointments, even from people you love. Everything is possible when you believe. Take risks in life. If you win, you can lead. If you lose, you can guide. Exercising requires a boost of energy. In order to do this, you have to be positive, energized, and receptive. Leaders become great not because of their power, but because of their ability to empower others. An onion can be as sweet as honey if it grows in your motherland. A bad person's voice is loud. Nothing is divine but what is agreeable to reason. Rules for happiness: something to do, someone to love, something to hope for. Do not treat others as a means to achieve your own goals. Man is the only being who needs education. A winner never stops trying. Sometimes the saddest thing about betrayal is that it never comes from your enemies. It comes from friends and loved ones. Don't chase people, work hard, and be yourself. Real strength is letting people lose you instead of begging them to choose you. Men and women sleep on the same pillow but have different dreams. Even a mole feels strong when it is in its hole. Rich is he who has no debts. Fortunate is he who lives without handicap. Greed keeps men forever poor. Even the abundance of this world will not make them rich. He who fearfully cares about how not to lose his life will never rejoice in this life. For every disciplined effort, there is a multiple reward. It is during the worst times of your life that you see the true colors of the people who say they care for you. Stay away from people who make you feel like you're hard to love. Avoid popularity. It has many snares and no real benefit. A donkey that carries me is worth more than a horse that kicks me. Don't look for bad things in the good that you do. In law, a man is guilty when he violates the rights of others. In ethics, he is guilty if he only thinks of doing so. God. A person is only a person when they have the power to make sense of their surroundings. When you count your blessings, you realize you're doing just fine. The stone thrown up will fall back on the thrower. He who drinks dies. He who does not drink dies as well. People don't understand your perspective, and that's completely fine. Maturity is when you learn to let go. A Reverend Dr. Gilak's Fitness and Epistle to an Elder. Failures are part of life. If you don't fail, you don't learn. If you don't learn, you'll never change. Courage doesn't mean you don't get afraid. Courage means you don't let fear stop you. Never wish life were easier. Wish that you were better. Life is a process of evolution. One idiot is one idiot. Two idiots are two idiots. 10,000 idiots make a political party. A smile is hotter than the sun. Life is falling. Happiness is not an ideal of reason, but of imagination. I like the dreams of the future better than the history of the past. It is found in the margins of both fiction, the good and the bad.